Okay, so we're trying out a few things tonight. We're trying out a new format, so I'm going around some local lanes just as a quick trial of some camera settings, but might also make this more of a thing, just trying a few different things out while I get the channel going. So this will be what I will call a rough cut. So it's just me going out for a ride, maybe some talking, maybe just some scenery. So we'll give this a go. I've got my clear lens on, 4K 60. I've got my shutter speed as a minimum of 200 on. A darkening day like today is probably a good idea. As you can see, it's coming on sunset here. It's spring here in the UK, so it doesn't go down until, I don't know, about 8:30, probably more towards 9 o'clock these days. The time is probably towards 8 o'clock. It's an early May evening. So we're out on the little green CCM at the moment. It's a 230cc, essentially a Chinese copy of the Honda CRF 230L they did a few years back. A good few years back now, but this was new old stock from an old military contract CCM had, where they basically put their badge on these import bikes. So lots of long shadows and dark places. Interesting to see how the camera's handling it. I've misplaced my lenses, so we have got the standard clear lens on. I suppose that's the one you'd want, if any, but I do need to find the other ones. Been riding the big bike recently, so I'm a bit out of sorts. A little cattle grid, and then we'll wait here for this dude. Find neutral. I'm wearing my off-roading boots, which I don't tend to use that often. Sometimes I will go down on my half boots if I'm going down easier stuff, but I don't know whether or not I'm going to be doing a stream today. So I've come prepared. If I'm feeling it, we'll go down the stream. If not, we won't. Believe it or not, this is a 60-mile-an-hour road, both directions, as you saw by the oncoming traffic. And this cyclist here. Over these little humpback bridges, where the canal is. Don't know if you got to see that in the brief second I had it in view. There's a big pothole. The state of the UK roads. So, slow right down in case someone's coming in, which they're not. Not really gelling today. This is more of a somewhat main road, but we're carrying on down this bit towards the village of Norton. I don't believe there's an affiliation with the motorcycle brand, just coincidence, I would like to think. Oh. There's a bit of a hump there. As you can see, this is an old countryside lane, an old English lane here, not really kept, just potholes everywhere. We don't get really fire track roads here in the UK. We this isn't really a lane, truth be told. It's just a very poor condition road. A bit of off camber. Someone's patched it. I'm bouncing along on this. They've patched the road. That's what that is. That's so off-putting. It's so poorly done. I was saying they don't maintain it. Well, not lovingly anyway. I was only down. Oh, it's got stones everywhere. Wee, little back slide there. Yeah, lots of gravel and dirt. It's all very dry and silty. I don't mind when there's dirt underneath, but where it's tarmac, yeah, they've only recently done this. I come down a couple of weeks back and it wasn't like that, so it's all very fresh. And of course, no one going down it, it's still very gravelly on the top. I don't generally mind gravel on dirt, or just gravel where it's not abundantly thick, where you'll sink in. But when it's on a hard surface, you do just skid on it and there's not really any grip to be found. And we'll see some loose gravel in just a moment. So Norton Village Hall, and then we got the pub on the right here, the White Horse. And this is quite a quintessential, as you'll see by the old and new mix here. This is kind of what English villages tend to look like, with kind of newerish stuff amongst the old. I didn't, so I went upstairs for one. I forgot to try my new polarised clip-ons that magnetically clip onto the glasses. There's some special little glasses that I had. It says we leave Norton now. We're about to go off-road, so I'll indicate, because we are going straight on, but that's actually, I believe, a turn. There we go. So we'll end up doing some light off-roading here. The worst of it will be if there is the stream we go down. Again, this goes along kind of a bad metalled road, we'll call this in the UK. That's one term, is a metalled road, in other words, something that's like got tarmac on or a surface on it. And then we're going to be turning right and keep following this along, and that will take us to a field. We'll cut across some farmers' fields, and then we'll be at the stream, and I'll make a choice whether to go around or do the stream. If I've got balls, I'll do the stream. If not, I'll puss out and go around. So here's our turn, and we'll come back from that direction because it's a nice little triangle here. That sun's very low. I wonder how the camera's handling that because my eyes aren't doing a great job. There's some lambs there. Sorry lambs, let me slow down and be less noisy. Didn't realise you were so close to the fence. My eyes aren't really seeing much. So this is around a place called Dodford. So I kind of call this the Dodford Triangle, for which you'll see obvious reasons in just a moment. I've not lowered my road pressures, so I'm bouncing everywhere, even down this little lane. Now, I do know that people live around here, and I'll go slowly by this horse. It's not very happy with me. Just slow down. Sorry, dude. Or dudette. There we go, we can see better now. They've been touching up round here as well, look. Very badly. That left side is all patched over. I probably should have been over there to see around the bend a bit better, in case it was a walker. Very trying to stay off this stuff because it's very sketchy. I think the farm owner and the horse people come down here, so it's slightly better than the other one. It's had a bit of dissipation. Get around to the left here. past that house. It probably was once a farm. Okay, slowing down for the corner, and because I'll be going down here. And this is quite a unique little section because it's off-road cars from October to April, so this should be open for the cars, strictly speaking, but it's not. Time to open the lid. So it's open all year round to motorbikes. It's not in the worst condition for it, because sometimes you end up just going down and there are just lots and lots of ruts, whereas the ruts here aren't so bad. There's a bit of a... oh, there it is. A bit of an unsettled bit around those slabs that the farmers put down for grip. I think the farmer rips through here sometimes on the car, and obviously you don't want his tractor getting stuck. Back end's wiggling lightly. Just got a rut here and some birds on the left. They're flying off. There's the rut. And the sun in my eyes is not nice. Thanks for that. Don't know if the camera's picking up, but I've got the sun behind me directing my eyes, which is not fun when you're riding a little rut there. Maybe I'll sit a bit taller and a bit prouder. We have this old disused train bridge. So in the UK, a bit like some of the US, I guess, and I'll just stop here just for a second, but the UK, like the US, used to have quite a lot of train track around it, and I've watched some videos about abandoned US railroads, and this is one in the 1960s that got axed. There was a big axing of a lot of train lines in the 60s by a guy called Beeching, and this is an old railway bridge, and that's where the track used to run. And all throughout this area and a lot of the UK, you'll find remnants of these train bridges. Actually, the train bridge, you can probably get a better view down here. So ahead of us, that's Dodford, and where I may or may not do the stream. Okay, we can't really see much. Oh. It's worth stopping to have a look at this. You can probably hear my squeaky city boots, the worst thing. But they do fit well, and that's what's important. And they probably fit me the best because I've got big old calves. And now I've stopped for 10 seconds and the midges have got me. So let's carry on. And I don't know if the camera can see that, but the moon is out. I mean, technically this is an old byway, so this is classified technically as a road, but there was a restriction for cars, as I said, until April. Pheasant getting out of the way there. I didn't ride this last time, I rode the right path last time. But again, just a little bit proud. It's very... There you go, get into this rut. I can't see much. And it's getting a little bit rocky underneath, a bit stony. I can see I've got a squeeze coming through, so I don't want to be racing up to this squeeze. Here we are. Ooh. Rear brake lock, nice. Through that. This is nice and slim compared to the GS. Alright, let's conk over that, there we go. And we're in the village. So these byways are effectively old tracks that people used to take until the road network kind of caught up. Now a lot of them get closed for motorised vehicles, so it's extremely rare, and it's even more rare that you got a motorbike only one open all year round, because they do tend to get themselves closed due to antisocial behaviour, etc. Now, do I do the stream? Let's have a look. I did go to Salisbury Plain and do a big... Oh, someone's tried to stop us from going down here, which just motivates me to want to go and do it. Okay. If you go, you've got to commit. That's the key thing. 'Cause it's going to be very silty. Just keep it in a low gear and go. I'm actually bogged. Oh, that's got a big rut. Oh, sorry, I pulled the clutching because I thought I hydro-locked. We're just going to carry on. Oh, that was a lot deeper than I expected actually still. And I've got slightly wet feet. That's how tall it was. And we now need to just dry off a little bit. Woo-wee! It's the first time I've gone by myself, and I was just thinking to myself, in Salisbury Plain I was with a few guys on these bikes. And this, whoa, Jesus Christ. That was fun. You can't get away with that on a big BMW, but you can go that way, but it's not really the legal right way, it's that way. And again, believe it or not, that's part of one of those old road networks I was telling you about. I don't know if I've got flat, because that really did feel, and I've got the sun in my eyes, yeah, it feels like I might have a flat. Let me just pull over and check, because that's very loose. I'm going to keep her running. Now, I did have a flat the other day on the front that I repaired, and it does feel like the back, if anywhere. Or maybe I'm just overthinking it, but I'd rather check. That's still inflated, it's just me. It's just a little slippery, that's all. That's all, it's just in your head, it's just a bit of a fine gravel. That's fine. As I say, I'd rather just check. Then come a cropper. If you sit on the crown of the road, you don't hit the gravelly bit so much. And I kind of do wish, I know I keep going on, but I wish I had my polarised lenses, because I'd be able to see a lot better. Because we've got that low sunrise. It's not so bad until you turn right into it like now. And we're about to hit a farm. I've been through it a few times though. Never grumbled, but I will slow down. Oh, it's a campsite. Huh. I never knew that. It's probably why that gate on the opposite way is open, because they wouldn't get down here the way I'm about to go, and the only way, and obviously I've not come through that water, not with the caravan, so that's why the other way is now open, because it's a caravan. There you go. Hoo-wee. You're a good girl. Ah yes, someone's left a stone. There we go. No dogs in the yard or anything. And again, crazy that you've got a nice old house there and a really old converted barn or something. And it's always good etiquette to leave the gates as you find them, unless you've seen someone go through and leave it open. There you go. It's nearly a little bit too late to be doing this really, but I say about till 9 o'clock. You're pretty good, and it's nowhere near 9. It's on the early side of 8 at worst. So there is some history around here. There used to be like some radio masts, and I think they might have been related to World War II. And you'll see the old you'll see the old cement bits that are used to ground it. Now I've got to be really quick here because the rope that was there has long gone. No, you bugger. Come on. Who's that? This is for maybe. No. Is that what this is for? Maybe? No? Ah, no. Ah, it's just too short. I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's be smart. I'll tell you what, let's be even smarter. Let's grab this. There we go. Now I'll push it over my front wheel. There you go. Whew. Alright, let's rock and roll. Running a little bit low on fuel. Ah, lovely. Got the sun in my eyes again, but I'm tilting my helmet. Ah, this one's usually left open. Yeah, wee bugger. Almost forgot about it. That opens towards me, so I'm going to get you down in there and get this open. Arg! It wants to stay open though, unlike the last one. Arg! On my BMW, I've got too short a side stand. On this one, I've got too big a side stand. Arrgh. There we go. Awesome. Stay upright, baby. Stay. Stay. Ah, good at ground out. Okay. You probably can't see anything with the direction I've come today. It's a lesson learnt. If I do this one again, we'll do it in the other direction. And this time of day. It's very warm out. It's been 8 degrees Celsius and it's been 18 today. So it doesn't know what it wants to do, this weather. Which is why I feel quite hot. And I haven't opened my vents in my arms. Well, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Depending on which way you go. So, that. How the hell have they done that? You see here, there used to be a mast, and over there, and over there, and over there. We used to ground the mast down. So yeah, a little bit of a historic site again. Before the landscape changed. Oh, and to my left as well, there's some more you probably see. And up on the hill there, I don't know if you can see it, there's an aerial antenna, and that used to be where the BBC used to broadcast from across the world until like the late 70s, early 80s, something like that. It's called Borough Hill, and that's in Daventry, or just on the outskirts of Daventry, once upon a time. obviously a lot changes throughout the years. Oh god, there's another gate. Again, anyone outside of the country may not be familiar with having to stop all the time to do gates. I don't really see there's a purpose here because I haven't seen any sheep of that in these fields near here for, oh come on, for some time. Just stay. I'm gonna have to just put it in gear and stall it. There you go. Just to hold it from rolling. Right, just stay. There we go. Yeah. If you're not from this country, you may not be so familiar with how to do this. Usually, as I say, these are open a lot more. There used to be ropes and stuff that obviously someone's got rid of at some point. I think we'll be alright now to start her back up. Oh yeah, those idiots who yeared from end of the last year going out and doing their fireworks up here, and leaving their fireworks, giving everyone a bad name, and then it gives villagers an excuse to want to close the road because it's an old right of way that's hardly used, and they'll use that as an excuse. And again, graffitiing their sign as Dodford Lodge Farm. But they'll just come up and do it as long as you make it, as long as it's still accessible. A sign's not going to stop them. It'll just stop people like me just enjoying a bit of my own space. Okay, that will kind of conclude us today. I'm going to perhaps stop and fuel up. But this little metalled road, you'll see in a minute, takes us back towards Norton. So hopefully that's given you a bit of an idea of what greenlane is like in the UK on some easy lanes. The best bit in the area is probably that little splash, although there are more complex, better lanes than this. It's an evening I can just get out and go and exercise some skill. Because if you don't do it, you get more scared after a long time. Or certainly I do. Oh, so many midget. Oh, close my head. That's better. Yeah, I find the longer I leave going and doing off-road stuff, the more timid I get when I go back on it. And it's great to have a little bike like this to keep my foot in the more gnarly stuff and get used to that back end just being loose. You can get away with a lot more on a lighter bike, and when I get on the GS sometimes it feels like I've got loads more grip. Woo-hoo! Just 'cause it's a wider tyre, but equally it's heavier, it doesn't sit in the ruts as nice. And here we are back into the village of Norton. So I don't know if I'm going to leave this in with all my talk or if I'm going to edit it together. It's just a nice little rough cut for you. Again, just trying a bit of everything out on the channel just to see what hits. I'm aware you can probably hear me heavy breathing because I'm way out of shape and it's a hot day, mostly because I'm out of shape though, so apologies for that. But this is minus 12 gain, so maybe I need to think about where I position my microphone. But hopefully the footage has been a bit clearer. That would be good. Going back onto a more main road. This is Norton again, the other end of the village. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed watching. Hopefully the footage looks better. It was just an excuse for me to go out and film something and try these new settings. It's a shame I didn't have my ND filter, but as you can tell by the setting sun, it's getting a little bit too late to be concerned about getting everything right. And I think that's what's held me up in paralysis before with wanting to go out and film, is just wanting to do everything right. So if I learn and adapt over time, I'll be hopefully pushing out better content. There's no point in looking there for the scenery because there is none. So I think we'll leave it there. Thanks for watching and hope you enjoyed.